Let us continue salt analysis. In salt analysis, dilute sulfuric acid test. In the dilute sulfuric acid test, the possibility for reddish brown is NO2 or Br2. That we have to discuss. The possibility for reddish brown gas and pungent smell is NO2 gas or Br2 gas, for which we have considered one salt. The salt is nitrite. Nitrite formula is NO2 minus. NO2 minus with the dilute sulfuric acid gives HNO2 nitrous acid. Nitrous acid undergoes a disproportionation to give HNO3 and NO. NO with atmospheric oxygen gives NO2. NO2 is having reddish brown color and it is pungent. Okay. This NO2 turns I minus into iodine. This NO2 turns I minus into iodine. Iodine is having brown color due to formation of complex, that is I3 minus with I minus. Okay. In one possibility we said nitrite. Okay. Next possibility is we will see nitrate. Next possibility nitrate, NO3 minus. Next possibility nitrate. Next possibility bromide. Okay. Now in the dilute sulfuric acid test, we are getting reddish brown gas and pungent smell. For this, one possibility is NO2. That NO2 is from nitrite we discussed. Okay. Next possibility nitrate. Nitrate may give NO2. Nitrate. Okay. Nitrate with dilute sulfuric acid. Nitrate with dilute sulfuric acid. What is the reaction? No reaction possible with dilute sulfuric acid. Nitrate will not give any reaction with the dilute sulfuric acid. Bromide will not give any reaction with the dilute sulfuric acid. Therefore, in dilute sulfuric acid, the reddish brown and pungent gas is NO2, which is from which one in the sense nitrite, which is from nitrite, not nitrate because no reaction, not bromide because no reaction. Therefore, in the dilute sulfuric acid, the reddish brown gas is nothing but NO2 but not Br2. This NO2 is from nitrite salt but not nitrate salt. Sir, now dilute sulfuric acid test is completed. Now conclusion will see in dilute sulfuric acid test. In dilute sulfuric acid test, what are the anions can be identified? One is carbonate. Next one is sulfite. Next is sulfide. Next is nitrite. These anions responding in dilute sulfuric acid test as per the syllabus. Still many anions are there, but as per the syllabus, these anions. Okay. Now in dilute sulfuric acid test, which anions are responding? One is carbonate, one is sulfite, next is sulfide, next is nitrite. This carbonate in dilute sulfuric acid test gives carbon dioxide gas, sulfite gives sulfur dioxide gas, sulfide gives hydrogen sulfide gas, nitrite gives NO2 gas. Sorry. So in dilute sulfuric acid test, which anions are responding? In dilute sulfuric acid test, which anions are responding? Carbonate, sulfite, sulfide, nitrite. They are giving respective gases. Carbonate gives carbon dioxide gas, sulfite gives sulfur dioxide gas, sulfide gives hydrogen sulfide gas, nitrite gives nitrogen dioxide gas. Okay. In the salt analysis, we are doing preliminary test first. Then we are coming for anionic analysis. In the anionic analysis, we are doing dilute sulfuric acid test. In dilute sulfuric acid test, if you get any result, you can come to an idea which anion present in the given salt. If dilute sulfuric acid test gives no conclusive result, if dilute sulfuric acid test does not give any observation, in dilute sulfuric acid test, any observation if you are not getting, then you go for concentrated sulfuric acid test. Concentrated sulfuric acid test. So we have to come for concentrated sulfuric acid test after doing dilute sulfuric acid test. If dilute sulfuric acid test not giving any result, if dilute sulfuric acid test not giving any result, then only we have to come for concentrated sulfuric acid test, otherwise we should not come. Okay. Now in concentrated sulfuric acid test, how to do that we'll see. We are taking a salt. To the salt we are adding concentrated sulfuric acid, and we are observing. Is there any gas evolution that we have to see? Is there any gas evolution that we have to see? If gas is evolved, what is the color of the gas we have to see? Then what is the odor of gas? What is the odor of gas that we have to observe? If there is no observation, then you have to warm the contents. Then you have to warm the contents and you have to observe the gas color and odor. Sorry. In concentrated sulfuric acid, how to do this and how to observe, that we got an idea. Then we will see. If gas is available, one possibility. If gas is obtained, one possibility is colorless, another possibility having color. One possibility colorless, another possibility having color. Sir, in the color, in the sense, what are the colors possible? What are the colors possible that we will see? One is reddish brown. One is reddish brown color. One color possibility reddish brown. Next color possibility violet. Violet. Two possibilities are there. Sorry. In concentrated sulfuric acid, if gas is evolved, that gas color we have to see. One possibility colorless, another possibility having color. Color possibility in the sense, one possibility reddish brown, another possibility is violet color. Sir. Now this colorless colored we have seen. Then we are seeing odor. This is pungent odor. These two also pungent odor. That means in concentrated sulfuric acid, we are getting a gas in the sense that has odor. The gas is there in the sense that has odor. Okay. Now we will take this colorless and pungent. We will take in that two possibilities are there. So we will take first possibility. We will take first possibility. First possibility, what in the sense the given salt contains anion, that with anion is Cl minus, that with acid gives HCl vapors. It is the first possibility. HCl vapors. This HCl vapors gives white fumes with ammonia. Gives white fumes with ammonia. And gives white precipitate with silver nitrate solution. Silver nitrate solution. Okay. So colorless gas and pungent smell. What is the possibility? Salt may contain anion Cl minus. That Cl minus with acid H plus gives HCl vapors. HCl vapors with ammonia gives ammonium chloride, white fumes. With the silver nitrate aqueous solution gives white precipitate, silver chloride. HCl is vapors that you can observe in the laboratory. You might have used concentrated HCl. When you open the concentrated HCl lid, you can observe vapors. Vapors may come from concentrated HCl. Sir, so HCl exists in the form of vapor form. On dissolving in water, it becomes a solution, HCl aqueous solution. Sir, okay. In colorless and pungent, what is the another possibility? Another possibility is colorless and pungent. Another possibility, what in the sense, salt may contain anion acetate. This acetate with H plus, with the sulfuric acid H plus gives acetic acid vapors. Acetic acid vapors is having vinegar smell. It is having vinegar smell. It is acid, so it is turning blue litmus into red. It turns blue litmus into red. Okay. So colorless and pungent. One possibility is Cl minus, that with acid gives HCl vapors. HCl vapors with ammonia gives white fumes ammonium chloride. Silver nitrate solution gives silver chloride precipitate. Another possibility for colorless and pungent is acetate. Acetate with H plus gives acetic acid vapors. It is having vinegar smell. It turns blue litmus into red. Sorry, okay. Next possibility is color. Color in the sense reddish brown and violet. Smell is pungent smell. Okay. So reddish brown and violet, smell is pungent smell. Okay. Now we will take reddish brown. We will take. Now we will take reddish brown. We will take. Sir. Reddish brown in the sense already we discussed one possibility NO2, another possibility Br2. One possibility NO2, another possibility Br2. Sir, NO2 possibility that we will take. NO2 possibility in the sense the salt may contain nitrite. Nitrite can give NO2. How do we say nitrite can give NO2? With the dilute acid itself it is giving in the sense with concentrated acid why can't it give? With this nitrite gives NO2 with the dilute acid, then certainly it will give NO2 with concentrated acid. Therefore, nitrite possibility is there. Okay. Next possibility we'll see. Next possibility is nitrate. Next possibility is nitrate. Nitrate with acid gives HNO3, nitric acid. Nitric acid undergoes decomposition to give NO2 and O2. NO2 and O2. Nitrogen undergoes reduction, oxygen undergoes oxidation. Okay. So NO2 gas is available. So nitric acid gives NO2 gas. Therefore, the given salt may contain nitrite. The given salt may contain what we can say? Nitrite we can say. Sir. Next possibility what means bromide. Next possibility is bromide. Bromide with acid gives HBr. Bromide with acid gives HBr. This HBr with concentrated sulfuric acid, what happens means Br minus undergoes oxidation to give Br2. Sulfate, in sulfate, sulfur undergoes a reduction to give sulfur dioxide gas. So here we have taken Br minus with acid gives HBr. HBr with concentrated sulfuric acid, what happens means Br minus undergoes oxidation to give bromine. Sulfur undergoes a reduction to give sulfur dioxide. Redox reaction is possible. So bromine is available. This bromine is a reddish brown color and pungent smell. So reddish brown in the sense one possibility NO2, one possibility bromine, Br2. Sir. So the given salt is what? Nitrite. Nitrite gives NO2. Another possibility nitrate. Nitrate gives NO2. Another possibility bromide. Bromide gives Br2. Sir. Then what to do? So that only we said first we have to do dilute sulfuric acid test. Then only we have to come for concentrated sulfuric acid test. We discussed already. If you are getting result in dilute sulfuric acid test, don't come for concentrated sulfuric acid test. If you do not get any result in dilute sulfuric acid test, then come for concentrated sulfuric acid test. Sir. First we are taking a given salt. First we are doing dilute sulfuric acid test. In dilute sulfuric acid test, we are not getting reddish brown. Then we can conclude that the given salt is not containing nitrite. Sir. Now we are coming for concentrated sulfuric acid test. In concentrated sulfuric acid test, we are getting reddish brown in the sense one possibility NO2, another possibility Br2. Sir. Now, how to distinguish these two? How to distinguish whether it is NO2 or it is Br2? So, further test we have to do. Further test we have to do. With the help of further test, we can conclude whether it is bromine or NO2. We can conclude it. Okay. Now, NO2 is, this gas is passed into ferrous sulfate solution. It is passed into ferrous sulfate solution. Now, black appearance. The solution becomes black. It is passed into starch solution. It is passed into starch solution. It becomes orange yellow. It becomes orange yellow. So, if the reddish brown gas becomes orange yellow in starch, it is bromine. If reddish brown becomes black in ferrous sulfate, then it is NO2. Okay. So with the help of this test, we can classify whether reddish brown is NO2 or bromine. Sorry, okay. Whether reddish brown is NO2 or bromine, that we can get an idea. Okay. Next we'll see if the gas is having color, one possibility we have said reddish brown, another possibility we said violet. So what is violet, that we will see. Violet possibility is what, that we will see. Okay, so now we are going for violet possibility. Now the given salt, in the given salt, we are taking the anion is I minus. I minus with H plus gives Hi vapors. Hi vapors with concentrated sulfuric acid. What happens means this I minus undergoes oxidation to give iodine. This sulfur undergoes reduction to give sulfur dioxide. Okay, this sulfur undergoes a reduction to give sulfur dioxide. I minus undergoes oxidation to give I2. I2 is having color violet color. Sorry. For this test is it is passed into starch solution. You will get starch iodine complex. Starch iodine complex. You will get starch iodine complex is a blue color. It is a test. Okay. So violet means I minus with H plus gives Hi. Hi with concentrated sulfuric acid gives iodine and sulfur dioxide. This iodine test is like this. Okay. Concentrated sulfuric acid test we discussed. Sorry. I minus with H plus gives Hi. Br minus with H plus gives HBr. Cl minus with H plus gives HCl. See, Cl minus with acid gives HCl. Br minus with acid gives HBr. I minus with acid gives Hi. Hi undergoes oxidation to give iodine. Br minus undergoes oxidation to give bromine. What about Cl minus? Is Cl minus undergoes oxidation or not? What experiment says? That we'll see. Now we will take F minus. F minus with either dilute sulfuric acid or concentrated sulfuric acid, we will get HF. Cl minus with you can take better you take concentrated sulfuric acid in all the cases. All the cases con sulfuric acid. Okay. Cl minus with con sulfuric acid gives HCl. Br minus with con sulfuric acid gives HBr. I minus with con sulfuric acid gives Hi. Hi. Next, Hi with con sulfuric acid gives I2. Br minus with con sulfuric acid gives Br2. Okay, this is the experimental result. Experimental result says that F minus with con sulfuric acid gives only HF. Cl minus with con sulfuric acid gives only HCl. Br minus with con sulfuric acid gives Br2. Br2. Remember that Br minus with con sulfuric acid gives bromine. I minus with con sulfuric acid gives iodine. Cl minus with con sulfuric acid gives only HCl, not Cl2. F minus with con sulfuric acid gives HF. So halides with con sulfuric acid behaves differently. Halides with con sulfuric acid behaves differently. F minus with con sulfuric acid gives HF only, not F2. Cl minus with con sulfuric acid gives only HCl, not Cl2. Br minus with con sulfuric acid gives HBr, which further undergoes oxidation to give Br2. Remember that bromine we are getting. I minus with con sulfuric acid gives Hi, which immediately converts to iodine. So with con sulfuric acid, what is the result? F minus gives only HF. Cl minus gives only HCl. Br minus gives Br2. I minus gives I2 with con sulfuric acid. Okay. So in the anionic analysis, we have discussed dilute sulfuric acid test and concentrated sulfuric acid test. Okay. As per the syllabus, in the anionic analysis, dilute sulfuric acid test, concentrated sulfuric acid test is there. So we have discussed these two. Okay. Other tests also available that we are not discussing. Okay. Then regarding anions, we have considered only few. What are the few in the sense? One, we have considered a carbonate, sulfite, nitrite, chloride, bromide, iodide, nitrate, acetate. These anions we considered. Only we considered these anions. We did not consider other anions. these anions in syllabus, so we considered these anions. Other anions we have not considered. Okay. Now in these anions, first we have to do dilute sulfuric acid test, we said, which are giving dilute sulfuric acid test result. These anions are giving dilute sulfuric acid result. These anions are responding in dilute sulfuric acid. Carbonate, sulfite, sulfide, nitrite responding in dilute sulfuric acid. These anions do not respond in dilute sulfuric acid test. These anions do not respond in dilute sulfuric acid test. Chloride, bromide, iodide, nitrate, acetate do not respond in dilute sulfuric acid test. Okay. Now we will go for concentrated sulfuric acid test. In concentrated sulfuric acid test, all the anions respond in concentrated sulfuric acid test. Why? It is carbonate. Carbonate gives carbon dioxide gas with acid. When it is giving carbon dioxide gas with a dilute acid, why can't it give carbon dioxide gas in concentrated acid? So carbonate will give carbon dioxide gas with the dilute acid as well as with concentrated acid. Rate of reaction, if you see here, rate of reaction is low, here rate of reaction is high. So that we have to do dilute sulfuric acid test first. If you do not get a result in dilute sulfuric acid test, then you go for concentrated sulfuric acid test, otherwise you don't go. Sir. So suppose if the given salt is simple salt, then it is correct. Suppose the given salt is simple salt. What is the salt given? What is a simple salt given? That we'll see. Simple salt given is a carbonate salt. Then we will do it dilute acid test. We will do it. Then we will get a result. So we will conclude that we need not go for concentrated sulfuric acid test. Suppose in the given salt is a mixture. What are the anions present in the sense? One anion is carbonate, another anion is a nitrate. Then how to do it? First you do dilute sulfuric acid test. Make carbonate as carbon dioxide and remove the carbon dioxide completely. Now the resultant will contain only nitrate. Then go for concentrated sulfuric acid test. That's all. In the concentrated sulfuric acid test, nitrate will respond. Sir. So why they have classified first dilute sulfuric acid test, then concentrated sulfuric acid test? That idea have you got clearly? Sorry. Now understand that these anions are responding in dilute sulfuric acid test. These anions are responding in these anions do not respond in dilute sulfuric acid test. All the anions responding in concentrated sulfuric acid test. So first you do it this, then you come for this. In the laboratory, if you are doing test in the sense, first we will do it this, then we will do it this. Okay. Now anionic analysis we have completed. After completing anionic analysis, we can come to know that which anion present in the given salt. Sir, we got an idea about anion. Now we have to confirm it. The given salt contains this anion. We have to confirm and we have to say. We have to confirm and we have to say with the given salt contains this anion. For this, we have to go for confirmatory test for anion. Sorry, we are going for confirmatory test for anion. Okay. First confirmatory test we will take for a sulfite. Sulfite we will take. Carbonate we are not taking. Why? Because carbonate in the sense what? Brisk effervescence, carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide means lime water, milky. That is a test. Okay. Now we are going for sulfite. For sulfite we will do the test. Okay. We will do which test in the sense? Confirmatory test. Okay. Confirmatory test. Confirmatory test we have to do mostly with sodium carbonate extract, but not with direct salt. Confirmatory test we will do it using sodium carbonate extract, not by taking directly salt. Not by taking directly salt. Why is it so? Okay, we got that question. Sorry, okay. So first we will prepare sodium carbonate extract. We will prepare. Then we will see why do we go for confirmatory test through sodium carbonate extract, not through direct salt. That we will see. Sorry. First we will see how to prepare sodium carbonate extract. Take a given salt, add twice the quantity of sodium carbonate. It is one portion means it is two portions. Like this you take it. 1:2 ratio. Like this you take it. Okay, salt we have taken and sodium carbonate we have taken. To this we are adding water. Water is added. Then it is then the resultant is heated for around 10 minutes. Then it is resultant is heated for around 10 minutes. Okay. Then the resultant is cooled. Then the resultant is cooled. Then the resultant is filtered. We are taking a filtrate. We are taking the filtrate. We are taking the filtrate. The filtrate is called a sodium carbonate extract. The filtrate is called a sodium carbonate extract. Okay. So we got a sodium carbonate extract we got. Okay. If the given salt is suppose lead nitrate. If the given salt is suppose lead nitrate. It is a colorless salt. It is a colorless salt. Okay. This colorless salt is having ionic nature as well as covalent nature. This lead nitrate salt is having ionic nature as well as covalent nature. Okay. This lead nitrate with the sodium carbonate, we are getting one is filtrate and another one is residue. Residue is what in the sense? Lead carbonate. Lead carbonate. This lead cation takes this carbonate and becomes lead carbonate, which is a residue. We discussed one point here. Here one point we will see. All the metal carbonates are insoluble in water. All are insoluble in water. Okay. All the metal carbonates are insoluble in water except what? Alkali metal carbonates. All the alkali metal carbonates are soluble in water. Okay. Here metal carbonates, all the metal carbonates are insoluble in water. Exception is alkali metal carbonates. All the alkali metal carbonates are soluble in water. Alkali metal carbonates means even lithium also. Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium. These carbonates are soluble in water. Okay. You know that sodium carbonate is washing soda. Washing soda is soluble in water. Okay. Now limestone rocks, that is calcium carbonate. Limestone rocks are insoluble. So calcium carbonate is insoluble. Okay. So here we got an idea. All the metal carbonates are insoluble in water, but alkali metal carbonates are soluble in water. Alkali metals means you have to include even lithium also. Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium. Alkali metal carbonates are soluble in water. Sir, okay. Now we will see. Now we will take. Now we will go for sodium carbonate extract preparation. We are going for sodium carbonate extract preparation, for which we will take a salt. For example, the salt is lead nitrate. To this we will add sodium carbonate. We will add water and the contents will be boiled, then cooled. This lead is taking carbonate and becomes a lead carbonate, which is precipitate. Sodium is taking nitrate and gives sodium nitrate. Na plus NO3 minus. Okay. Now this lead nitrate is colorless. This sodium nitrate also colorless. This is in aqueous solution. It is filtrate. We can separate this. This filtrate is called sodium carbonate extract. This filtrate is called sodium carbonate extract. Okay, this is separated. It is precipitate, so we can separate this. It is sodium carbonate extract. It is colorless. We have taken separately. Okay. Now it is colorless. It is also colorless. This compound is having ionic nature because metal salt. This is also having ionic nature. Now say extent of ionic nature. Do you say same or different? If you say different, where it is having high? Which metal salt is having higher ionic nature? Lead nitrate do you say, or sodium nitrate do you say? Do you say sodium or lead? Which is having higher ionic nature? Which salt is having higher ionic nature? Sodium nitrate? Okay, you are saying sodium nitrate. That means now see, sodium carbonate extract means in the given salt, the anion is converted into sodium salt. In the given salt, the anion is going and becoming a sodium salt. So ionic nature is getting increased. Due to increase in ionic nature, the anion is the anion is in free form. The anion is in free form in the solution when compared to this salt solution. Okay, we'll see this one. Now we will take salt solution. We'll take the salt solution is what in the sense lead nitrate solution. Lead nitrate solution. In the lead nitrate solution, Pb2 plus aqueous is possible, NO3 minus aqueous is possible. Some is undissociated form. Some is undissociated form and some is dissociated form. Dissociated form exists in the form of ions. Now we will take sodium carbonate extract. We converted lead nitrate into sodium carbonate extract. In sodium carbonate extract, sodium nitrate is there. Sodium nitrate, it is in dissolved state, and some in ionized state. Ionized state is like this. Now if you see, this nitrate is free, here nitrate is free. Now concentration of nitrate we will see here as well as here. Now say concentration of nitrate in this solution and the concentration of nitrate in this solution, you consider it. What do you think about concentration of nitrate? Concentration of nitrate in the salt solution, concentration of nitrate in the sodium carbonate extract. Do you say that the same or different? If you say different, where it is high? In the sodium case high or in the lead case high? What do you say that? In which case do you feel a concentration of nitrate will be high? We have in the sodium carbonate extract, sodium nitrate is there. In the lead nitrate salt solution, lead nitrate you are mixing in the water and you are preparing. In both cases, NO3 minus ions are present. Free NO3 minus ions present. So concentration of NO3 minus ions will be high in which case? Provided you have to take, you are taking in the sodium case. Okay, you are saying here concentration is high, here concentration is low. So now say you are going for nitrate test in the sense it will respond freely nitrate test. It will respond freely nitrate test. You think it? You are going for confirmatory test. Confirmatory test for nitrate. Suppose confirmatory test for nitrate in the sense which solution will respond nitrate test easily, whether sodium carbonate extract or salt solution. Which do you think? So which will respond easily, you think it? You are going for a nitrate confirmatory test. Nitrate confirmatory test, suppose you know that brown ring test. You are going for brown ring test. Confirmatory test for nitrate means this solution will respond freely. This solution will respond easily, or this solution will respond easily. Which do you think? Okay, this solution will respond easily when compared to this solution. Why? Because concentration of nitrate is more, concentration of nitrate is less. Why? Because its ionic nature is more, its ionic nature is less. Its extent of dissociation is more, its extent of dissociation is less. Therefore, this point says that go for confirmatory test using sodium carbonate extract instead of taking direct salt. Okay, this is one point. Sir, we will see another point, that is that point we will see later. One more point is there, that we will see, that one more point also there, that point also will see. Okay, that point also will see. Now we will take a cobalt nitrate solution. We will take cobalt nitrate solution. Cobalt nitrate salt we will take. Cobalt nitrate salt is having blue color. If it is hydrated, then it is pink color. Cobalt nitrate, if we take, it is pink color, hydrated, anhydrous means blue color. In the laboratory, what is available? What is available? That is a hydrated salt, therefore pink color. Sir, cobalt nitrate is pink color. Now you are taking a salt solution. Salt solution you are taking. That means cobalt nitrate salt solution you got. This solution is a pink color. Now this solution you are taking, this solution is you are taking this much. This solution color is what means pink color. This solution color is pink color. You are preparing a sodium carbonate extract. You are preparing sodium carbonate extract. In the sodium carbonate extract, what is there means Na plus NO3 minus ions will be there. This anion goes to extract sodium nitrate. Cobalt becomes cobalt carbonate, that is precipitate. Cobalt carbonate is precipitate, that is removed. Now this is colorless solution. This is colorless solution. Okay, you are taking the colorless solution here. This solution is a colorless solution. Okay, for nitrate, brown ring test is the confirmatory test. For nitrate, brown ring test is the confirmatory test. You are doing confirmatory test for both. You are doing confirmatory test for both. Okay, yeah, you are doing confirmatory test. Solution is up to this level. Here also solution is up to this level. Now you are getting a brown ring. You are getting here. You got brown ring. It is what means brown ring. Brown ring test means you will get brown ring. Here also you got brown ring. Okay. Here also you got brown ring. Now background is what that we'll see. Here background we'll see. Here we are seeing the background. Background is what means pink color. Background is pink color because pink colored solution. Pink colored background is pink color. Here we will see the background. Background is colorless. Background is what means colorless. Background is colorless. Now you say which brown ring is visible clearly. Which brown ring will be visible clearly? Which brown ring will be visible clearly from sodium carbonate extract or from direct salt solution? What do you say? From sodium carbonate extract we will get clarity in brown ring, or in direct salt solution clarity in brown ring you will get. You are getting brown ring in both cases. By taking direct salt solution also you can do brown ring test and you will get brown ring, no doubt. By taking sodium carbonate extract also you can do brown ring test. What is brown ring test we will discuss laterly. We will get a brown ring. That means in which case brown ring will be visible very clearly in sodium carbonate extract. So now you say confirmatory test for anions we will do by taking sodium carbonate extract or by taking direct salt solution. Better sodium carbonate extract or direct salt solution? Which do you say? Shall we do for confirmatory test for anions by taking sodium carbonate extract or direct salt solution? Which is better? Which is better do you feel? Sodium carbonate extract is better or